Hey, what's good, YouTube? I'm I. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please think about hitting that sub button for me. Today I got a classic album review of the outlaw immortal himself, aka Pac, aka Machiavelli the Don's fourth studio album, All Eyez on Me. So after Pac did 9 months in jail on the alleged abuse charges, he was bailed out by Suge Knight in October of 1995. Quick little side note, I was born in that same year. I just had to throw that in there real quick. Suge paid the 1.4 million bail necessary to free Pac, but it came with some strings attached. Pac and Suge had this agreement that basically said that Pac would have to release 3 albums on Death Row Records in return for the bail that was paid. All Eyez on Me was a double disc album which counted as 2 albums on the 3-album deal Pac had to fulfill the Death Row. When you look from afar, it's very easy to say that you wouldn't have signed a deal with the devil. When Pac was in a slammer, nobody was picking up his calls. It seemed like everybody deserted him and he had nobody who was really trying to help him. We know that the devil never just does something for free just because he wants to help you. It always comes with a price. I'm saying he always wants something back. But it's really hard to say what you would or wouldn't do if you've never really been in that predicament before. You feel me? Euthanasia was gonna be the name of Pac's 4th studio album, but he changed it to All Eyez on Me. Thank God. I think that All Eyez on Me just sounds better. I don't even know what the euthanasia means. But he called it All Eyez on Me because he felt like the cops were watching him, the honeys were watching him. There was people in this camp, you know what I'm saying, that were maybe envious of him, jealous of him, and everyone was just waiting to see what is he gonna do now that he's free. Pac took great advantage of every second he was free, and he was in the lab going crazy. Snoop Dogg said that Pac was like a racehorse in the studio. He just always kept moving. He would go in the booth, make a song, sit down for 20 minutes to write, go back in without even listening to how the song came out. And before you know it, homie's done like 3 songs in an hour. On February 13th, 1996, when All Eyez on Me released, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and it sold 566,000 copies in its first week and is now certified diamond. On this album, Pac emphasizes that he's untouchable and anyone who wants a problem with him and his allies will be destroyed. Also, watching out for deceitful people as well as trying to influence the youth in a positive way are all huge points on this album. The first song on this album, Ambitionz as a Rider, it's one of my favorites, you know what I'm saying? It takes you right into Pac's mind frame. He's letting motherfuckers know that he's back stronger than ever and he had a minor setback for a major comeback. No matter how hard his enemies try to bring him down, Machiavelli the Don will always prevail. 2 of America's Most Wanted is one of the 5 singles on this album, and it celebrates Pac and Snoop's freedom from the justice system. Pac obviously beat the rape thing, and then Snoop beat the murder thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they were able to overcome their respective situations without doing any real time. The feeling of being chosen for a reason and not being able to be brought down by anyone gives them this feeling of being untouchable. On songs like Scandalous and The Hearts of Men, Pac talks about betrayal, you know what I'm saying? Betrayal, I guess, is just a part of life, you know what I'm saying? Pac is talking about watching your back with certain women and how despicable the hearts of men can really be despite you looking out for them. Pac was always kicking that deep shit and was always really aware of what was going on around him. I mean, his mom's was a Black Panther for crying out loud. On the song Shorty Wanna Be a Thug, he talks about a young kid's desire to want to be a thug, just like the title of the song says. The song is really necessary because a lot of kids, especially in the inner city, you know, don't really understand the consequences that real gangsters gotta go through, the type of shit they gotta live with. You know what I'm saying? That life is just glorified and don't really understand what comes with it. Machiavelli was always trying to unite the Bloods and the Crips as well as the essays, which was really dope because you're better off united than going through a never-ending cycle of killing, which will never just end. It's just gonna keep on going. When it comes to my favorite song on this album, it's really hard to pick. Disc 1 had iconic songs like Ambitionz as a Rider, Got My Mind Made Up, you know what I'm saying, How Do You Want It, Only God Can Judge Me, and Disc 2 had songs like Picture Me Rollin', Heaven Ain't Too Hard to Find. I'm probably gonna lean towards Can't See Me because every time I hear that song, I just want to start crip walking for no reason, you know what I'm saying? Can't See Me and California Love are the only songs on the album that were produced by Dr. Dre, which was kind of weird to me, you know what I'm saying, because I guess I just always thought that because Dre and Pac were label mates, that Dre had a lot to do production wise, but it wasn't the case. I'm still happy that Dre blessed us with those 2 iconic beats. Besides working with Dr. Dre, Pac had a really dope selection of producers he was working with on the album. Daz and Johnny J were the main producers on this album, but you also had cats like DJ Quick, Devontae Swing, Rick Rock, Mike Mosley, Bobcat, Doug Rasheed, DJ Pooh, you know what I'm saying, guys like that. That smooth G-Funk sound that was really prevalent in the 90s was heard on this album, And you of course have those serious menacing beats, those gangster beats like When We Ride and No More Pain, joints like that on the album. Listening to this album, hearing about Pac's work ethic and how determined he was to affect positive change in the world, this makes me miss him even more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he still had so much work to do in this world. He was assassinated at 25 for some that should have never happened. We all know that Suge Knight was a blood. He didn't just work ketchup suits for no reason. You know what I'm saying? With Pac signing to death row, even though he was always trying to unite the gangs, I guess it may have felt like, he had to pick one. Napoleon from the Outlaws said that Pac was the type of person that was really loyal and he was either all in or all out. It seemed like Suge had his back in the beginning, especially when he bailed him out. So Pac was doing what any real man should do, be loyal to people that was loyal to you. So when Pac seen Baby Lane and he ran up on him, maybe he just felt like he was doing something that the crew would have easily done for him in reverse, you know what I'm saying? I felt like Suge or somebody from Death Row should have made sure Pac was nowhere in the vicinity when they jumped Orlando, because Baby Lane, he was not the type to let like that go. And real quick, before anybody gets in the comment section to say that Orlando didn't pull the trigger, please do some research first. All the facts point to Orlando and Keefy D and the Southside Crips as being the cats in the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a government agent that shot Pac. That's a conspiracy theory. I feel like that conspiracy theory exists because, certain cops abuse the authority and kill innocent people at times. There's this disdain that we sometimes have for cops, which makes sense, but it wasn't the government. Suge also didn't kill Pac, even though he basically let Pac walk to his death by letting him run up on Baby Lane like that. No human is gonna say, okay, shoot this guy, but I also want you to be like the movie Wanted and curve the bullet or maybe scrape me on top of the head. That makes no sense. There's no hood anywhere with that type of marksmanship. Like, come on, man. Pac was loyal to a cat like Suge, who clearly wasn't as loyal to him, because we later find out that Pac died with almost nothing. Everything was in Suge's name and he was robbing everybody on death row without them knowing, which is basically why everybody ended up leaving after Pac died. Snoop Dogg said that he would be driving and get pulled over by the cops and they would call him Mr. Knight because the cars and everything was in Suge's name. In this world, I'm saying loyalty is not always reciprocated. That's why when you actually meet someone that's thorough and is gonna always be respectfully honest with you and they love you and they got your back and they're gonna tell you the truth, you gotta keep them in your life. Even though Pac has been gone for 23 years now, his music will always live on because hip-hop heads like me respect everything he stood for. There's no way you can listen to Pac and it does nothing to your mind. There was always a dope message there. He just wanted to get the world thinking and looking at differently, and I believe that he succeeded. I just pray that my man made it to heaven and he's looking down, smiling at this album review. He's looking at the Kendricks, the J. Coles, the Eminems, even the Akalas in the UK, and smiling about how much change and awareness they've brought in the world as well. R.I.P. to Pac, R.I.P. to Gaddafi, R.I.P. to Hussein Fatal, R.I.P. to Johnny J. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you get in the comment section and let me know what you think about this legendary album and just your thoughts in general about Machiavelli the Don. Make sure you like the video and follow me on Instagram at I'm Hurricane Isaac 95. I'm out. God bless.